Archie Comics is no doubt one of my favorite comic book franchises of all time. The stories are fun to read, the characters are likable, and probably fun to be around with if they were real people. And of course, the love triangle that remains a dilemma among writers and readers alike. I first found out about it when I asked my parents to buy me some single issues of Sonic the Hedgehog comics, and whenever I got to see the pictures of the guy with an orange hair, I knew there was something likable about him. And I wasn't disappointed when I finally got to read a copy of Archie's Double Digest. It's one of those that you can pick up very easily, and it's okay not to read the early issues to fully get to know the characters. If you haven't read any of these yet, there will be spoilers. So let's not wait any further, and let's take a look at my picks for my top 5 favorite Archie Comics collected edition series so far. Number 5. Archie Volume 1 to 6. With the issues each book collects being the most recent entries in this list, it is a reboot of the Archie universe featuring the redesigns of the characters, new art styles, and more mature storytelling while retaining the humor we've come to know and love from the classic Archie Comics stories. The stories are an enjoyable read and you'll be wanting more. The problem I had though is that some covers of the issues, not including the variants, are misleading. And what I mean by that is what you see on the covers doesn't always exactly happen when you flip the pages as you read. I would have chosen the Archie Varsity Edition books, but I don't have those. And I know you didn't see the volume 6 here, but I decided to include that anyway to make the 5th spot complete. Number 4. Archie Giant Comics Series. This collects 480 pages of Archie Comics stories from any decade those were published. I don't really have much to say about these collected editions. The covers are beautifully made, the books are also a fun read, and are still worthy to be added to the collection of bookworms. Number 3. The Best of Archie Comics Series. The books feature hand-picked favorite stories from different decades starting from 1940s to 2010s and beyond by popular comic book writers, as well as the anecdotes showing the reflections of the stories chosen. It is in these collected editions that I finally got to read the first ever Archie comic made in printed form, after reading it previously on the Archie Comics app, and made me start collecting more. You also get to see some other characters here outside of the Archie universe like Wilbur Wilkin, Super Duck, and Ginger, which I actually anticipated more of on the newer volumes. It is nice to see how Archie and his pals have remained popular over the years, and I don't think the older stories are dated at all. Number 2. The Best of Archie Americana Series. While the Best of Archie Comics series is pretty good, this takes the second top spot because it gives more focus on the stories of particular decades, which I really like because I got to read stories I've never read before, and apparently they are less common than the more newly written stories. Number 1. Archie 1000-page Comics Series. Every time these books hit the shelves, I feel like the publishers are celebrating with fans, and it's like an expanded version of my number 4 pick. With over 100 stories to read, it should keep you busy for hours. I actually regretted not collecting this sooner, and when I finally did, I was overwhelmed by how thick the books are. With so many pages, the books could even be printed in an omnibus format. The only flaw that I think these collected editions have, especially the earlier ones, are that some of the pages have panels with texts that are so close to the spines, so the tendency is that other readers stretch out the book too much, causing damage to the spines, though it has been fixed on the newer books. Sure, the problem can occur to all paperback books, especially to the previous 4 I mentioned.
but it gets more prominent on the books that are thick. Nonetheless, it doesn't completely ruin the reading experience, and it shouldn't be a big problem if you want to maintain the good quality of the books.
So those are my picks for my top 5 favorite Archie Comics collected edition series so far. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bukas out.